Hello, my name is Lydia Hudgens. I'm a fashion photographer based in Brooklyn, New York, and I've been teaching posing classes for about 3 years. And today I wanted to cover how to pose with a stool. Now I'm wearing a suit. I find that something like this, I kind of tend to want to lean a little bit more masculine with the posing. So I figured this would be a good opportunity to kind of show you how to pose in a way that feels intentional with what you're actually wearing. I always say kind of think about the outfit before you think about the vibe of what you're doing, because the clothing will definitely impact how you pose. So for this, I want you to kind of think, and maybe let me move over a little bit. I want you to kind of think of how best to elongate. So for me, I always extend one leg out. You can do this leg. You can also do this leg. It kind of depends. I think I prefer this leg today, but it depends on the vibe. Now for this pant, we do have a bit of bunching here. So what I would say is, rather than tilting your pelvis forward like I'm doing, I'm kind of leaning my butt back. This is the opportunity to kind of lean back so that there's a little bit more flow here. The pant is gonna automatically bunch. It's just the nature of the game, but you can cover it appropriately. But for this, I want you to think about creating lines and shape versus like standing kind of. This isn't a very interesting shape for me. I want you to kind of use the chair. Allow one leg to elongate. It's going to allow the eye to elongate with you and make you look even longer, which is important for posing. Just because I find that it's a little bit more interesting and dynamic of a shape, I want you to think about taking up space versus being a little bit stock still. But for something like this, you can kind of play here. You can maybe play here. If you want to switch legs, I like a lean into it. It's a little harder. I would probably put my hand in my pocket with something like this. Extend the foot out to camera, which I think I'm almost out of frame, but I want you to think about just creating dynamic, interesting shape and then tucking that pelvis at the same time. No, it's a lot to cover and a lot to think about when you're sitting down, but it's a lot more. Once you kind of break it down and figure out what to do, you'll understand. I think also you could kind of pose a little bit more masculine with like something like this, both legs up. If it was a crop shot, I would probably do that because it does shorten me a little bit to do this pose. But I think maybe if you're having both legs down, this is interesting versus this looks a little like, I'm not sure what to do. But yeah, hopefully that helps. I know it's not a ton to cover with this, and I feel like I find that stools are, a very good resource for models. It's an easy way to bring in a prop and feel like you're changing up the vibe of the shoot pretty quickly. But you can also do sort of like leaning back. I take up the majority of this stool, so it's a little harder for me to do this. But, if you wanted to play here, something like that. But I prefer a little bit of a slouchier vibe personally. So yeah, hopefully that helps, and I'll see you in my next video.